Welcome back. Did anyone get enough sleep this weekend? Fantastic. Mission accomplished. This is the part where I talk to you a little bit about the PSF. The PSF's mission is to promote, protect, and advance the Python programming language, and to support and facilitate the growth of a diverse and international community of Python programmers, which sounds very nice. It's actually in our IRS language that we file every year to show them that we're not spending your money on limos and champagne. We're not. You can actually look at those 990s if you want to. But I got a really great question from someone earlier today at the PyLadies Lounge. She said, I've heard that you guys manage trademarks and you manage the servers and you host the Python, but like, why do you do it? And I'm like, wow, that's a great question. And I think in a world where everything, like software is eating the world, we are building the future with software, it's really important that some of that is built for us, for human beings, for communities, for stuff that doesn't make money sometimes, right? Like, we do this for each other. Like, if I show you how to do something, I'm not gonna ask you for $5 after that. And that means that we can build things and tools and websites that we want to build without having to worry if we can afford to build something that needs being built without, like you're not paying a vendor to be able to do it. So I think that's really important. And then we got a little nerdier, actually. Do we have like Star Trek, Star Wars nerds in the house? Okay. So when I think about open source, I think about like, which kind of future are we building, right? Like, so if everything is owned by like, 3 like Globocorp companies, and like every single aspect of our lives, like we have to have our eyes pried open to look at ads the minute we wake up and all that kind of thing. Like that to me, like feels like we're heading towards the Star Wars future, where we all mine something on a dusty planet and eat gruel. And that doesn't sound fun to me. I don't know, maybe you like gruel? Do people like gruel? No? Okay. How about mining on a dusty planet for somebody with tentacles? Okay. So, but then when I think about a world where we value learning and exploration and helping each other, and where we are intentional about diversity and education, we end up with the Star Trek future. So that's kind of why I think we do this. All right. Yeah, no, that's good. No tentacled overseers. Which sounds great, but we still live in capitalism. So fundraising is always part of the work. Dismantling capitalism is kind of out of scope for us. Maybe someone else has another org working on that. So we're always trying to get money to do the things that we do. And last year, we were on the cusp of getting $1.5 million from the National Science Foundation, which is part of the US government, to do security work on CPython and PyPI. Security work, which, like, everyone loves security, regardless of political party, I think, right? But we couldn't take it because of the no DEI language in the contract. I pushed, I was like, could we sign a different contract? Or like, not that one? Or like, could we do some strike-throughs? No. I'm like, could you say what you mean by DEI, like, at all? And they're like, we know it when we see it. And I'm like, cool, so like literally anyone who thinks anything we're doing is DEI falls into that category, and then we would give the money back. Like, we're definitely doing DEI over here, just so you know. Someone suggested, like, maybe you could just take it off the front page. And I'm like, it's on all the pages, I'm sorry. Like, that's, even if we wanted to, that's not happening. So, and our board, who are fantastic, are they here in the room? Could board members raise their hand? Maybe it's too dark. Oh, I can see him now, okay. We talked about this because we were like, the board should vote on this because it's a big pile of money we're turning down, right? And they unanimously voted against taking any money from the US government with that kind of restriction. So, which, amazing. I don't know where our board members are. Thank you. But real talk, like $1.5 million is actually quite a lot of money for us. Like as a nonprofit professional, like can you imagine turn down $1.5 million on LinkedIn? Like cool. So I'm gonna work here forever, or at least until I retire. But we were like, wow, that's and it's for security, right? Anyway. But then we told you all what happened. And I expected, I'd get a couple, nice notes from former board members and, some of our friends in PyLadies and be like, high five, that's cool, here's $10, which is really, awesome, okay. But what happened was ridiculous. Almost $600,000 from 5,561 of you. My neighbor, who I think doesn't really use a computer, said, I saw you guys turn down that money from the NSF, and I put in $10. And she's like, what is it that y'all do again? And I'm like, do you want to learn Python? Anyway, we were truly overwhelmed. It was a little like, are there onions in here? Every time we opened the fundraising email notifications, it was like, wow. So thank you, all of you. That is amazing. I assume there's some overlap with that, 5,500 people in the room. So this funding helps us continue to support CPython development, which is fantastic. It helps us continue to serve up PyPI with less malware, which everybody wants. Yeah, boo, malware. It also helps us continue to build and support the global Python community. And it helps us continue to support our 20 fiscal sponsorees, such as PyLadies. I don't know who else is in the room. Twisted is probably here, right? I'm not going to name them all because I'll get 17, and then the other 3 will be a little sad. And it also helps us continue to put on PyCon US, which everyone enjoyed enough that they didn't sleep. So fantastic, right? And it also helps us plan for the future of Python. We're in the middle of doing strategic planning to see where the PSF goes in the next 5 years. In case you wanted to give right now because you missed that and this was all news, you were like, what? I had no idea. You guys are a nonprofit that takes money? We are. You could do it again now. Maybe I'll put this one on my LinkedIn. Constantly pushes the QR code to donate. Anyway. And I want to thank also our sponsors, both new and returning, especially Anthropic, who came in with $1.5 million last year. Amazing. Alpha Omega, who fund our 2 security roles here, Mike and Seth. Meta, Bloomberg, and Vercel, who each fund a CPython developer in residence. I could make the font smaller if we wanted to put 2 more companies in here next year, just so you know. And a thank you also to our visionary sponsors who return year after year, NVIDIA, Google, and Fastly. Seriously, Fastly. I don't know what we did to deserve that. And thank you to Hudson River Trading, our newest visionary sponsor. So, the PSF is a small team. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the team. This is the part, I'll try not to embarrass y'all, because I think some of them are in the room. We are small and mighty. Just 11 people with 2 openings, so we'll be back up to the Coven level later this year, which helps with the spells. But we have 2 openings on the website right now for infrastructure and for PyPI sustainability. Excuse me. Conference staff. This conference would not happen without Olivia. If you saw her, she was probably running from one place to another. She's our program director. She works on PyCon pretty much the whole year. And she is fantastic, like a total gem. Like every single thing is going on at once, and she's still like, oh, what did you want? Like, it's fantastic. She has every single thing in her head to make PyCon amazing. Yes. I don't know if she's in the room. We could try and make sure she can hear it all the way down on the other side of the building. Yeah, let's go. Olivia! She's not alone, although she is our lead. We also have some other lovely folks that work hard on the conference. Lauren, my Deputy Executive Director. Jacob, who's been doing all the infrastructure and was living at registration. Jamie, who is the second person on all the PyCon US stuff. Laura, who helps us with all the accounting. Marie, who has done a lot of comms work and lots of other things this weekend. And Kelly, who is new to the team this year, jumped right in and did a little bit of everything this year. So let's give a round of applause for them. We do have 3 people that join the staff just for a little bit in the year, like not permanent, that help out just for the conference. So Salt in the utility kilt has been probably carrying something almost every time you've seen him. Georgie, who did so much of the amazing graphics work that we have this year. Molly, who is doing a mix of code of conduct team and video review, which they kind of go together as a task anyway. This would not happen without 3 extra people here. So. And our conference chairs, because they're not going to get you to applaud for themselves. Elaine has been a delight to work with. It's been really enjoyable. This is her last year. It's a little sad, but we get to keep John. John goes from co-chair to main chair. It is so many hours of work to be a volunteer conference chair, especially for an event this size. So they've put in a lot of dedication and hours. So let's give them a round of applause. And then we have year-round staff who pitch in and do conference stuff while they're here. Seth, who works on security. Mike, who battles the malware. Maria, who also works on PyPI and has also been living at registration. Thank you, Maria. Also amazing. So. I also want to, Elaine's going to go into more detail and have names, but all the volunteers, including program chairs, track chairs, session chairs, on-site volunteers, booth folks, speakers, poster presenters, tutorial presenters, and every single one of you who made a new friend this week. Thank you very much for making this conference amazing. And the PSF board, who are out here, fantastic. They work year-round to make sure that the PSF is on track, hearing from the community, getting things out to you so that you know what's going on over here. So we really appreciate them, too. And the community that makes gatherings like this possible. Look at this delightful picture of people at the booth last year. It warms my heart. Like, sometimes when I tell other people, like, oh, we're doing my nonprofits event this week, so I'll be kind of busy, and they're like, ugh. And I'm like, no. The community makes it amazing. It's going to be a great week, but it is going to be a lot of work. So anyway, you guys are why we do this. Wondering where to find the community after you leave PyCon US? I have a couple suggestions. The Python Discord in Espanol, your local Python meetup. Just go to meetup.com and put in the place you live, or your local PyLadies meetup, or your local PyData meetup. I'm in Boston, we have one of each, but you may have 1 or 2 or all 3, who knows? You can also find the PSF on the Discord, where we host board office hours and grants working group office hours. We're like kind of turning into office hours as a service over here. So swing by and tell us what you're thinking about. And then any of the other PyCons that happen around the world. We got asked a couple of times, like, why is PyCon happening in the US? And I'm like, why is PyCon US happening in the US? That's a weird question because there are lots of other lovely PyCons and you should go to them. Like, if you can get your boss to fly you to Italy, why wouldn't you, right? Or Poland. There's a PyCon Africa this year. There is going to be PyCon Latam. There are events in Korea. There are events in Japan. You can just like yell out places if you want. But there is definitely, wherever you are, there is a PyCon near you, except for Antarctica so far. Okay, it is award time. So this, for my awardees, I'm gonna first read a little bit about our awardees that were not able to join us. So the PSF Community Service Awards, each year we recognize a handful of individuals whose contributions are exemplary. And these are exemplary people. So, in case you were wondering, like, how does a person get to be nominated for a Community Service Award? That comes from you. Don't make me come find you personally. Just send an email and do it. So anytime, just email psf@python.org. Our first one goes to Katie McLaughlin for contributions to the Australian and international Python communities through leading PyCon AU and leading efforts to recognize open source contributions of all forms. Katie's not here, but let's give them a round of applause. Michaela Reyes and Matt Lebrun for building, growing, and sustaining the Python community in the Philippines, including through organizing conferences, meetups, and volunteer training programs. Also not here, but let's give them a round of applause. They've done a lot of work. And this one goes to Rodrigo Gerau Serrao, I looked up how to say it before I got here, for contribution to the international Python community through leadership of PyCons in Portugal, speaking regularly at PyCons throughout the world, and contributing to the leadership of the Python community in Europe. Thank you so much, Rodrigo. All right, now we're on to people who are in the room. So I hope they're close enough. I warned them. So let's talk about Jay Miller first. I love this. It's like The Price is Right. We'll just clap until you get here. Oh. Thank you. Whoops, we hugged the clicker. So this is her service to the global Python community, improving the community's diversity, inclusion, and equity through funding and sustaining the Black Python Devs org. Holy moly. Can you believe we're here? I'm not supposed to tell you to give to other organizations, so I'm not going to tell you to go find the Black Python Devs website and do that. But Jay might if you ask him. So, all right. Oh, stay up. We're just doing one more, and then we'll do all three as a thank you. And we have one more in person. Sarah Kuczynski, are you here? Here, we'll scooch over so everyone can see us. So for contributions to the international Python community through continued leadership of the PyCon US tutorials and in regional PyCon organizing, Sarah, thank you so much for your service to the community. All right, look. Exemplary. Amazing. Thank you so much. Okay, you can stop being, you're allowed to go now. All right. Now we're going to bring up Lynn Root because we have the Outstanding PyLadies Awards. So,
all right, thank you, Deb. My name is Lynn Root. I am, thank you, the chair of the PyLadies Global Council. So this award, the Outstanding PyLady Award, it recognizes members of the community who have made meaningful contributions to PyLadies and the Python community at large through leadership, mentorship, outreach, education, and community building. So this year we got like 80 community nominations, and unfortunately can't award all of them. But the council chose 4 women. The first woman, if you could do the slide for me. Yep, thank you. Hua Young Chung. She is recognized for her kindness, her courage, and dedication to building welcoming and inclusive spaces within the PyLadies global community. Sorry, so much paper. So as a co-organizer of PyLadies Soul, she has helped foster a supportive environment for new and experienced community members, and she has advocated for growth through participation and leadership, sharing her own journey from volunteer to organizer to inspire others to take their first step in organizing. She could not be here today, but can we give her a round of applause? All right, the next 3 should be here. If Maria, if you want to come up here.
Woo! Amazing. I'll give it, then go stand next to Lynn.
All right, so Maria Jose Molina Contreras, she has been a driving force across the global PyLadies and Python communities through her leadership, through mentorship, and commitment to inclusion. As a core organizer and co-chair of PyLadies Con, she has helped lead the conference to its most successful year yet this past year, raising more than $55,000 for the conference and for PyLadies worldwide.
Woo!
So beyond PyLadies Con, she's an active leader in PyLadies Berlin and a co-organizer of PyLadies en Español, and a frequent speaker and mentor at international Python events. So let's give her a hand. All right, next up is Faye Shaw. She can come up here. So Faye has brought remarkable energy and optimism and leadership to the revitalization of the Boston PyLadies chapter. She's transformed it into a thriving and welcoming community space. Through her dedication, Boston PyLadies has returned to hosting regular in-person events, virtual talks, community lunches, and collaborative initiatives that connect members across the broader Boston Python community. Beyond organizing, Faye is recognized as a mentor and a community builder who consistently encourages others to get involved and to contribute. She has also shared her voice more broadly through talks at PyLadies Con and PyCon US, while using her skills to advocate for safer communities outside of tech. Let's give her a hand. Last up, we have Denny Perez. So Denny is a passionate and influential leader within the global Python and PyLadies community, dedicating years to building inclusive spaces and connecting Spanish-speaking communities across the ecosystem. She's a PSF fellow and a current PSF board member, and she has helped lead and grow initiatives including PyLadies Con, PyLadies en Español, PyLadies Santiago, PyLadies Santo Domingo, PyLadies Montreal, Python Español, PyCascades, PyCon Latam, Python Chile, PyCon Charles, and the board of directors, of course.
Woo!
I think that's, and Black Python, yes, Black Python devs. So let's give her a round of applause, please. Thank you all for your contributions. We really appreciate it. Can someone take a quick picture?
Well, I can't top that. So see you next year. I'm going to pass it back over to Elaine. Hopefully she's ready for that. And thank you so much. It was great to see everyone again this year.